I want you guys to come along on a little journey with me. This journey is called Once Upon a Time, Joe Was Not a Happy Camper. Because once upon a time, Joe thought it was entirely obvious what Microsoft should be doing with their Xbox division, and once upon a time, Joe thought everyone was on the complete same page about what Xbox should be doing in order to undercut the competition, in order to be a really good, consumer-friendly system, a consumer-friendly ecosystem, which is something that Microsoft keeps saying they're going to be, and it keeps dropping little hints that that's what they want to do, that's how they understand they should be doing things. And then once upon a time, this shit gets dropped on my fucking desk, and I'm once again asking myself, Microsoft, what the fuck are you even doing at this point? How is this the plan? Full disclosure here, I'm a PC gamer. I've been a PC gamer for several years now. I switched to PC in 2017, the lord of our year. So it's not like I'm affected by the console prices. I'm not buying a console in the near future. I'm not European. I have no plan on being European. But as someone who cares very deeply about the gaming industry and where it's going, stuff like this really bothers me. Because let's lay some context here, some context clues. And by context clues, I mean I'm just going to tell you what the fuck's happening because you're stupid if you don't get it. Sorry, I'm getting worked up. I haven't had breakfast today. I haven't had my regulation number of eggs yet. Because when I was a boy, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large. And now that I'm grown, I eat 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a YouTuber who yells about things and gets money for it from ad revenue. Except not recently, because YouTube was like, hey, guess what, fuckface? We're not gonna give you any ad revenue or views for anything, but remember, we hear you and we value your contribution. We'll delete your channel if you use AI art, but also we're gonna promote AI everything, so But Xbox has been doing just baffling things recently, and this is a company who has proven themselves to be very aware of the fact that undercutting your competition is a great way to succeed. Back during the Xbox 360 days, the Xbox 360 was like the cheapest console on the market, and Xbox was fine selling their console at a bit of a loss because they were going to make that money up other ways. If you get a lot of people in your ecosystem, you can take a little bit of a loss on the one-time hardware purchase because you're going to be making that money back on subscriptions, on games, on controllers, on peripherals. And this is something that Microsoft also understood going into the Xbox One era. They started off the Xbox One era with their heads up their buttholes because they tried to outprice everybody, but then after they realized, oh shit, outpricing people doesn't work, they then dropped the price. The Xbox One was a very affordable system. Then they bring an Xbox Game Pass. They make everything more affordable, and the Xbox One had a very rocky start, but then it had a pretty healthy recovery. The Xbox One, by I think the second half of that console generation, was a perfectly solid system. And I think Xbox went into this console generation with everything to lose. Sony was arrogant, Nintendo was off doing their own thing. It was basically just a one-on-one Sony versus Microsoft. The PS5 didn't have an amazing start. It didn't have a weak start, but it didn't have an amazing start. Xbox was in the perfect position to just start racking up the wins. But the last couple of years have just been baffling. There has not been any price decrease on either side of the aisle here, Sony or Microsoft. There has not been any price decrease with consoles. There have been several price increases, and there was just another price increase. And if you're Xbox in this situation, what are you doing? I understand that Xbox is not all that concerned with hardware anymore. They're more concerned with their ecosystem, getting people into their ecosystem. But you know how you super do not get people in your ecosystem? By making the budget console? The budget console is now $400. $400 for the budget console that came out 5 years ago. What are we doing? What example does this set for the rest of the industry? And what really blows my bananas is down here. A 2 terabyte Xbox Series X, $800. $800 for a 2 terabyte Xbox One X. You're paying more than the PS5 Pro for this thing. What is the justification here? That's what I don't understand. And I know I'm the same person who frequently says oh, you should get a PC instead of a console, like I did with this tweet. And then a whole bunch of people came and yelled at me for saying you should get a PC instead of a console. And don't worry, I'm making that video next. We're gonna put on our scuba masks and go dive into that reply section, because good lord, some of you don't know how to use fucking brains. But the reason I always say that is that you should get a PC instead of a console. It's because even though a PC is more expensive than a console, the hardware at least, the one-time hardware purchase is 9 times out of 10 is going to be more expensive on the PC than the console. But the reason why it's okay to pay a little bit more on your hardware is because you're saving money elsewhere. You're not paying to play your own games online. You're paying a lot less money for your games. You have a much wider variety of games and game marketplaces, which means the prices for everything that you buy are going to be cheaper. The price of upkeep is a lot less because of this giant marketplace of parts and constant competition for your dollar for those parts. The future proofing, the tech, like you're just getting better performance, you have more options, you have more games, you have cheaper games. Just the PC is more expensive up front, but you end up saving that money almost immediately once you start actually playing and actually using that system. And the argument that I see some people making with Xbox is like, oh, well, the Xbox is more expensive now, but that's okay because you get more out of it because it has Game Pass. Bitch, I have Game Pass on PC. What are you talking about? If the goal is to get people in the Xbox ecosystem, why are you pricing them out of the first purchase that they need to make to get into the ecosystem? That makes no fucking sense. And the reason why I brought up Xbox selling at a loss in previous generations, the reason why I brought that up is because I don't know what changed. This is the perfect opportunity for Xbox to be selling the console at a bit of a loss, but then have a whole bunch of people flock there. If you're already on PlayStation, or you're trying to get into gaming, or you don't want to spend a lot of money on gaming hardware, why in the world would you go with Xbox over PlayStation right now, other than Game Pass? Because that's the problem right now. If Xbox's whole appeal is Game Pass, but now their hardware is expensive, why would I buy an Xbox instead of getting a PC, which is also expensive? The whole strat, I thought, was to get people onto the Xbox and then get them onto Game Pass by keeping the Xbox cheap. And that was a strategy with some legitimacy to it. You get people onto the Xbox ecosystem by making it very financially affordable, very financially enticing to be there. If you wanted to get a next-gen console with as many games as possible for as little money as possible, a Series S and Game Pass. Boom, you're done. But now, if I want access to Game Pass, I have to pay a lot of money. If I'm going to pay a lot of money, and I also want Game Pass, why would I go with Xbox over PC? If I just want a console, but I don't want to spend a lot of money, well, now I don't really have the option to not spend a lot of money. Why would I go Xbox over PlayStation except for Game Pass? But then that's the paradox. If I want Game Pass, I have to spend X number hundreds of dollars for the hardware that allows Game Pass. And at these new prices, why would I go with this hardware over a PC, which also has Game Pass, if that's what's so important to me? Gosh, and I don't know if I'm just like extra annoyed right now because I've been playing Gears Reloaded, and I have a whole bunch of annoyances about how Microsoft is handling that game. Gears Reloaded, it really is a good game. I just have so many annoyances, so many little things that are bothering me, because little obvious things that should have been fixed, obvious things that should have been adjusted, quality of life changes that should have been right in your face with this re-release that it just didn't do for some reason. And as someone who's been playing Gears since this original game came out, that's just been bothering me. So maybe I'm extra annoyed at Microsoft right now. I'm just really not in the mood to give Xbox any grace right now. I don't understand the mindset behind these price increases. You could get so much business by undercutting your competition with the hardware and then getting them into Game Pass. You could make so much money right now. Everything is so expensive. PC hardware is expensive, PlayStation hardware is expensive. Make the Xbox the cheap option and then get people into Game Pass. But instead, you're jacking the prices up of everything. You're setting a horrible example for the rest of the industry. And for what? Who benefits from this? You can't even say Microsoft benefits from this because yeah, they're jacking the prices up, but people aren't going to be fucking buying this thing at these price points. I don't get what they're playing at, and it really bothers me going into the next console generation, dude, if you don't think other console manufacturers or other hardware manufacturers are going to be following suit, if you don't think that's what's going to happen, now that the company that was seen as like the gamer-friendly budget option is pricing shit like this, if you don't think this is going to send ripples through the rest of the industry, you're a moron. And I am not once upon a time I wasn't a happy camper. Okay, Toodles. Wait, no, not Toodles, because Doofus Club. Shit. Thy Puppeteer, Elite Nate, Showbiz, NCNA, if they fuck up Splinter Cell, I will kill someone violently. Maxler, the chillest of all Zards. Kind of Max, what the fuck? Vector, Vendetta, Archer, Max Killer, 1992. Max Killer, Max Dog, Kev Dog, what am I doing? Kev Dog 1992, Mechanical Resonance, Sick Nick, Agnomega, Mad Forks, Mad Forks, Mad Fox 94, XJ Induction, Pipple in a Bowler Hat, Biscuit 111, Seller Out, Bear Brain, Max Killer V2 Gaming, Stick Rider, Broken Crown, Purple Rap for the Racking Nose, Motorcycle, yeah, check out my first car, Devastator 2000, Jake Spider Monkey 1994, Bland, JTech DTV, Schmo from Schmiattles, The Schmitz, Chris Void, Vast, Dennis, Rip Charlie Gaming with Dead People, Muskie, Big Fudge, Bold, Big Flank, Dude, Shut the Fuck Up, Your Little Kid, Wings, Beclep, The Penguin, The Judge 06, Mole Theme, The Beast Sims, Willie Zerd, Oracle, Turn the King, It's Upside Down, Pedro Pascal's Left Hand, Blast 1314, Jimmy Chops, Curbside Anthem should be My Chemical Romance. I'm not okay. Oh, I'm not Joe-K. I'm not Joe-K, I promise. Master Killer, Firestorm 2056, Demetrius Papajula, No Tom, Snorlax, and Dan Porter Bridges, Unknown Say 186718, Zombie Killer 5072, I call my GF Bracelet because of what she likes in bed, Epion 554, Grimsy, Ed Shadow Bear 1789, Q-Skun, Unicorn Rocker, Ben Fondue. Oh no, it's Klutzy Frittata of the Rage from Seattle, fuck you, it's not Black Fatigue, it's Black Obsession, T-Train, Rising Earth, Anon Vola, High, Partial Mean 8, Voxout.com 94372, WX, The Gamer 127YT, Alratha 1, Doug, Nixie Smile, Snake Eyes 37, Game Award 72, MK 296, E, and Thanks, Market Gamma, Fire Hazard 1 of 5, Tech Gaming, Jungle Zone, Slim Jim, Lord Bastard the 2nd, Joe Laughs Dust in the Mode, ha 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 ha. K Local Adult with Autism, PC Gamer, Jessica Shepard, Ricky Spower, Ricky Gadabby, and Autonomic, wait a minute, Autonomic Dog 49. I feel like this was a callback. I feel like that's a callback. Crew of the Steel Angel, this isn't a boatmobile, it's a Joe-mobile. Sergeant Jason Bond, Baron Von Vonderharm, Sire 671, Judex 940, Yeller! Yep, Creed Warrior 23, Max the Chev, Simply the Chat, Totally Insane, Black Cobra the N-Wasp Slayer, Night of Cypher, ML04, Iron 6 copies, it Click 2006 on Blu-ray, Wolf of Midnight, Pig Venus, Seawood Studios, Fellow Kraken, Own Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thorns Game, Mac and Next 7, Evans, Mr. 3, it's Gallion, Fucking Wymexer, Prow Pow, Donnie Weston, Nick, Gob Godson, Rogue Witcher 19, Zach Thane, Candy Getting Fanny, Hangman for Hire, Ellen Noble, Frost, Crystal Bio, Genesis, Folly Pingus 97, Mega Key, Scruffisco, Ghost Ho, Ryusagi, Vasco, Raptor Sam, Amistad 94, Blue Hook, The Windy Wineka, Mr. Techno Squeak, Jody Petus, Smitty Working Man, Jensen, McAdvertisement, Diego Garcia, Kipikins, I American Idiot, Harmon Smith on the Chin, Oil's Justin, Randy Roy, Tony Wayne, Extreme Wolf 7, Smelly Wrestling Geek, Retro, Wannabe Hobo, Jidge, Westa, Bill 3, the entire Rob C, Veg, Groove, Nana, Curtin, Alan Smack, Salt Hathen. It's not a Joteski, it's a Joing 747. So yeah, toodles.